All right, today we're back with a new story, and we're still talking about that central message or that lesson that the author wants us to learn. And I love finding the central message. I love reading stories and learning something, learning a lesson. So this story is called The Girl and the Apples by Tala Rutchell. So let's go ahead and dive in. And remember, we're thinking about the central message. What is this author trying to teach us in this story through the characters and their actions? All right, let's read. One fall afternoon, a girl went to a farm to pick apples. She was in a hurry, so she picked carelessly, without care, both ripe apples and unripe ones. When she finished, her wagon was filled with a small mountain of apples. So she's picking apples that are ripe, ready to eat, and apples that aren't, because she's just rushing. She just wants as many apples as possible. The girl asked the farmer, "Quick, tell me how long you think it will take me to get back home." The farmer thought carefully. Then he said, "Be patient. If you go slowly, you will be back soon. If you go fast, you will not get back until night. It's your choice." The girl thought, "How can that be? How can it take so long if I go fast?" The girl wanted to get back home as soon as possible, so she rushed her horse and wagon onto the road. She made her horse walk very fast. And suddenly, here's our problem. Bump! Off fell some apples. Every time she hit a bump, more apples rolled off her wagon. Then she had to stop and put them back on the wagon. Because of all the delays, it was night before she got home. Oh, so the apples keep falling off her wagon. Here they are. Here are those apples falling off her wagon because she's rushing her horse. And every time her horse hits a bump, the apples fall off. I see. So I'm thinking about my characters, and I'm thinking about what the author might be trying to tell us. So here's a chart that we're going to be filling in. So complete the chart by writing some key details about what the characters say and do. Then write the central message or lesson. So let's see, what are some things the girl does in this story? Well, she picks ripe and unripe apples because she wants to just get as many apples as possible, right? That tells me a lot about who she is. I'll put that down. She picks ripe and unripe apples. She's impatient. She is not patient. She doesn't want to stop and make sure that the apples are ripe. They're ready to eat. She just wants as many apples as possible. So she just throws them all in her in her carriage, okay? So she picks ripe and unripe apples. What else does she do? She's wondering how long it's going to take her to get home. She asks. She wants to get home very quickly. That's what she wants. Get home as fast as possible. When people say, "Hey, I need that homework ASAP." As fast as possible. Yeah. Okay, I shouldn't write that though. I should write it out because Ms. Vakara can, write things out. She wants to get home as fast as possible. Okay, so those are some key details about the girl. Let's think about the farmer. What does he do? He tells her to be patient. He warns her too. He tells her if she goes fast, it will take her all night. To get home. Okay, so thinking back on this, what do we think that the author's trying to teach us? Now, with the central message, not everyone will interpret this story the same way, and you can write the central message in a lot of different ways. So, for example, you could say, here are some examples of central messages, and I'm not going to write them down. You have to pick one that resonates the most with you, the one you like. But you could say that it's important to be patient. Okay, maybe you could say that hurrying too much can actually waste time. You could also say it's important to listen to the warnings of experts because the farmer had obviously had a lot more experience than the girl picking apples and moving apples, and he warned her. He knew that those apples would fall off if she brushed her horse. Okay, you could say patience is super important. All sorts of different ways to interpret that. Listen to the warnings of others or experts. Hurrying too much can actually waste time. Okay, so the girl learned a valuable lesson in this story, right? She learned that by rushing her horse, by trying to get home as fast as possible, it actually ended up taking her all night. You could even kind of relate this to the tortoise and the hare. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay, so you're going to put your favorite central message down here, and I gave you a bunch, so this shouldn't be that hard. Again, if you're watching the videos, you're getting the homework done for you, essentially, which is great. But I do really want you guys thinking about this central message. What is that lesson that she learned? Okay, so you will be filling this out in Seesaw.